Welcome back to the Alliance Alive. Last time we were playing, we teamed up with Barbarossa and Renzo. We'll take a quick look at what they've got going for him here. You'll notice with Galil, he's all about using the shield at this point. He still has that spear though. Azura, she uses the staff primarily. She's also got that Sigilmancy. You'll see a little bit of use. Renzo comes equipped with good sword skills, but we're actually going to use him for his bow. And Barbarossa uses an axe really well. He also has access to spells, but we won't be worrying about that until much later in the game. So we're ready to check out this forest here. And the main issue that I have with this forest is that there's a lot of fights that are pretty meaningless. And let me explain what I mean. First off, none of these creatures are any sort of threat. Any one of these four characters could just take them on and be done with it. On top of that, we've got two seasoned veterans helping Galil and the female lead. I mean, look at some of these skills like Bamboo Splitter, before and after. But if I got rid of these fights, there really wouldn't be anything to this forest. This forest is all about the number of creatures that are inside of it, and also some of the hidden stuff that you'll find, some of the hidden treasure chests. But the map itself is really small. If it weren't for these creatures, we'd be in and out in about 4 minutes. So we're just going to go wandering through here. It's really easy to chain. In fact, we're going to get a chain 3 here. I'm really surprised I didn't get that chain 4, but I'll do what I can with what I've got. The art direction's pretty solid. It does have that Legend of Legacy kind of style look to it, which isn't surprising given the company that put it out there and some of the returning talent. But I like some of these characters here, just the way some of them hold themselves. Galil still comes off looking like a young, untested, kind of unsure of himself, wants to make people happy. Azura, she's happy and upbeat and naive. Then we've got Barbarossa, this beast guy who clearly knows what he can do and probably to an extent what he can't. And Ronzo's just this womanizing, happy-go-lucky type of guy, so definitely a party working together to further their goals who are kind of diverse in who they are. It is kind of a shame that these monsters aren't more varied. I mean, this is the first time that we've seen this style of plant. So, I guess we've got that going for us. It's always nice to see us level up a skill like that. And since he will be staying in an attack position in any given formation, that's great for us. So we come to a dead end. We actually want to come over this way because here's a treasure chest, and hey, it's an antidote. There's all sorts of treasure chests out here. I'm not going to bother to go after every one of them, though, because really, there's nothing out here that's so amazing that it's worth doing so. I like this bridge. I could see something like that being put together in real life. Obviously not made out of real plants. So Azura hears something, and Barbarossa points out, look, we're in Dryad territory. We need to be on our guard. At no point during any of this do I come across any sort of creature that makes me go, wow, that was worth being on my guard about. They pretty much just plow through everything. Fluttering flower petals. Neat Bamboo Splitter. And then here's this thing again. How many more times are we going to see a creature that's basically this one with a different color palette? Doesn't that just take you back to the old times? we're just going to kind of wander through here. Sneak away, run away. You also notice that the map does not show all of these trees that are in our way. One of the things that gets really old after a while is how difficult it is to navigate if you're trying to use the map. It kind of makes sense because I guess the maps are supposed to be drawn by other travelers and they're not like a mechanical representation of what you're seeing. So we've made it to the treehouse. This is going to be where the scholar lives. Let's go inside. We call out for the scholar. And Citro's not very happy. Citro being this old lady. Renzo says, "You're that linguist." But apparently Citro's not very happy to see us. In fact, she points out she lives all the way out here just so she doesn't have to deal with people. How does she deal with all those creatures? Can she fight them all by herself? Does she like to chain them? She points out that young people just need to pick themselves back up whenever they fall. They don't really need her. And of course, Cleo's so happy to please that he goes along with her, even as Azura calls her out on it. But Renzo is smooth talking. Brings it back to, of all things, this mirror. The party kind of explains how they came across it. Yeah, it was in the ancient museum. We snuck in there. Citro's already heard about this. That's interesting. Well, at least on the bright side, now she's on our side and willing to take a look at it. She says it'll take just a second. Spoilers, it's not going to take just a second. We're going to be here forever. Possibly 5 ever. I remember I can full screen it since we don't need that small screen. I apologize for not doing that sooner. So we all kind of stand around and wait. Discuss if she's ready or not. Azura falls asleep, and Barbarossa, you know, this isn't really his thing. He'd rather be out fighting. But Renzo, who comes off as kind of lazy, he's down with this. You know, all he has to do is wait. I'm surprised he's not napping yet, to be honest with you. Alright, Citro has figured it out. Tell us what you discovered, Citro. Tell us. So apparently it's an ancient text from before the demons showed up and divided the world. Now keep in mind, these people don't really realize that the world's been divided yet. It's been alluded to, but it's all theory, it's all conjecture. So the dark current apparently separates this area from a bunch of other areas. Or at least that's what that mirrored cross says. So Azura's excited because, hey, that's promising. So that mirrored cross not only says that, though, but the text suggests that possibly it's a tool to control something called an arc. This could allow us to go check out those worlds. That is not a small thing to note. That's big. Now Citro's going to tell us the location of the ark. She'll look through her books. Alright, so we're going to North Cape Cave. So Barbarossa points out he's never heard anything about that, but of course you haven't. You're just a silly beast guy. And now we're back outside. Silver Raven is the organization that Renzo is in charge of, so he's going to go get their help. And Barbarossa got the water wheel key. Now that's something that if we tried to go through a certain area, it wouldn't have worked. I'll show that to you here shortly. So is Azura coming with us? Of course she is. We're not going to get rid of her. She's still super optimistic. I'll tell you what I'm not optimistic of, making it through here without another fight. There it is right there. Another fight. I don't dislike the fighting system here. My problem is that it seems so underutilized. We're not fighting anything that matters. And I wish I could say that changes at some point in the game. And that wish would be granted, but not in its entirety. There we go. That bash working as intended. Just wish it would level up. So we're just going to go ahead and explore through here. And this is the water wheel that I was talking about. If we approached this from down below, it wouldn't have done us any good. But with the water wheel turning, but we're going to have to fight this silly thing. Suppose it can't be helped. At least it's not a difficult fight. That would make things frustrating. Alright, we got another order gem. Hopefully we never have to use those. And power syrup, which we can use in battle to boost our strength. Run! Don't let it get you! Or we could just turn around and fight it, you know. Whatever. And with this fight, we're going to be done with the forest. Like I said, it's a really small map, it's very claustrophobic, and there's a lot of useless fights in it. They mentioned that dryad. I haven't found any actual dryad. It'd be kind of cool if it turned out there was. So you can hurry back, or you can take your time walking back. I'm actually going to take my time walking back, but not for the reason that they suggest. They suggest that I'm going to go out there and get my fight on. There's actually something I want to show you guys here, but we're going to take the long way here, just to kind of show off the scope of this overworld. You can't catch me, you crazy little thing, unless I run into the map. You can definitely tell I spend more time staring at the bottom screen to navigate than I should. Run, run, run. But not too close to the river. We don't want to attack one of those things. I had to fight this thing. It's going to happen. I feel bad because you sneeze on these things and they die. But it wants to die, I guess. So here we are. We don't want to fight that thing. We're getting guild notifications, but we're not going to bother with those, in part because we're just kind of running through here. If you can't tell, we are headed back to the ancient museum. Can't catch me, you little kitty. Don't even try. Just the overall scope of this world is so big. So the first thing I want to do is go check to these cat guards and see if they change how things go. You'll notice there's still that huge hole in things. And they don't care. So we're going to go up these stairs. You remember the stairs. This led to the fight. Grab this gem here. It's actually 2 of them. Now, behind these doors is where that fight took place. And check this out. It's the Memento Blade. Another thing I want to grab while we're here. So this was the area with all the broken weapons and the shield. Now these items are really decent. We won't be able to get them repaired at this point in the game, but it's worth it when we can. But when we try to leave, these things are going to stop us. However, now we have 2 seasoned veterans fighting alongside us. So this fight is not terribly difficult at all. Bam. Fall on your feet. Stun you. No, they can still hurt for quite a bit. But that's okay. We'll just heal them and go on with our day. We need to level up for healing, obviously. And now with those things destroyed, we can just walk out this door. So we're going to go ahead and skip forward to when we go back to the town. Now we could have just fast traveled here originally by selecting that different text option, but and here's Wyatt. He's going to be kind of interested in what he hears, a little skeptical, a little saddened that it's not something more tangible for the demon fight. But we'll take it. And Wyatt's going to say, hey, might as well check it out. Missouri's in. We're all kind of in. Silver Rain is on the case. Wyatt kind of feels like he's jumping the gun, but he doesn't mind. But then something really bad happens. Botter says, all right, apes, no sudden moves. He's going to make sure that we know who boss is. Botter's interesting. That's an Arabic word that I guarantee you I'm going to say about 7 different pronunciations during the time of this game. It means full moon, and you see it a lot in different parts of Arabic culture. Some cities are named that. Some people have that in their names. So Barbarossa's ready to take the lead. Galil's ready to fight, but Wyatt basically says, look, I'm going to go stall him. And Renzo and Barbarossa, you know what I want you to do. He doesn't specifically say it, but he's got something specific he wants him to do. And he's going to basically be like, oh, I'm just a humble merchant. Why are you here? Why are you bothering us people? And Botter wants to be like, I'm the boss, that's why. I know what's going on here. Kind of. And even if I don't know what's going on, you're going to die. You get an execution. They get an execution. Everyone gets an execution. Wyatt's like, no, no. We won't find anything or anyone here. Yeah. I think he's going to find something here. Oh, Galil overheard everything that happened. But here's the thing. Renzo He's going to point out it's time to run. And Goyle's going to be like, I don't understand. But Renzo and Barbarossa knew this was going to happen. Goyle doesn't want to abandon the old man, but Barbarossa is basically going to say, look, either you leave of your own accord or I will make sure you leave. No time for childish antics here, little boy. Where will we run, you ask? Well, it turns out there's an escape route in the back. Alright, well, let's go check it out then. So you'd think the escape route would have a switch. No, the escape route has a punch through this barrel. Kind of inefficient if you ever need to use it more than once. And here's all these other kegs of wine. So how are you going to get up to these other kegs of wine? There's got to be a door or switch somehow. So this is the underground waterway that every town seems to have that's infested with old monsters. And we're going to try to navigate this. Alright, more power syrup, and check it out. This guy, that little octopus, it'll actually reach out its tendrils to try to get you. I'm going to go ahead and fight one. These fights, we've already fought these guys before. They're not terribly difficult. Okay, Chaosium Gem is ours. Sneak past that guy. We don't really want to fight these things if at all possible. There's just nothing to it. And as we run, here comes some beast folk. You'll notice they don't have to fight anything. So Guile wants to stop them from reporting. And check out this chick. Bam. We've got a fangirl on our side. We're actually going to meet both of these characters later on in the game. So we're not too worried about that right now. A flatbread item. Oh, well, we tried. It's interesting in some ways how this very linear dungeon is more of a straightforward challenge than that forest was. And before and after puts the focus on after. Alright, we don't want to anger anything over there. We come to this gate, and oh look! More beast people. And then to the side, more beast people. They think they're pretty clever because they came this way. And man, they love calling us apes. So it just gets spoiled that that lady's name is Rachel. This guy doesn't share his name quite yet. I love how Renzo thinks that they've got fans of some sort. But now we're going to fight these guys here. Now, it's worth noting this fight is not difficult. But you don't want to fall asleep on it. They hit kind of slow, but they do hit kind of hard. First, I'm going to do this Beast Folks Day Off. I'm going to learn a new skill right here. Leg Crush. Bam. Not my best work. Not my best round. With one strong hit, the second little beast person falls. Should have attacked us on your first move when you could have. Cattail technique stuns. But they're dead. Stick a fork in them because they're done. So we won, but we need to keep running because now we've been slowed down. I could go up that way, but I don't really want to. We're going to sneak over this way. Grab this Chaosium gem. A classic sword. Nothing beats the classics. So we're really close to getting out of here. But then as we hit this gate, something happens. Hey, look. It's Botter. I think he's about to beat us up. And he's already proven that he's not a very good person. He's not a very good beast. He's probably not a very good demon. He's already kind of gloating about things, but I don't think it's going to end in his way, because you see Ronzo and Barbarossa, they nod. Like, look, we owe a lot to your old man. And we see his family too, so we're going to stall for you, and you're going to escape to go pick up the noisy package from my group Silver Rain. Renzo's like, oh, come on, we're not going to die. Reminds me of Disgaea Adele. Dying's just not my style. Azura's not really good on the idea of running, but I think Aleel's starting to realize, look, this is what we got to do. We all got to play our part. And Barter's like, you're so dumb. How long do you think you can stall us? But Renzo's optimistic. End scene. And then they leave the party, and it's going to ask me if I want to save. Might as well, right? We've come a long way. Things end on kind of this sad note here. We're outside the city, we've escaped, but a party of 4 is now a party of 2 again. It's just, I want to point out, Azura's like Dad and Renzo. She doesn't care about Barbarossa. It's like, yeah, the beast person died. But also my dad and my boyfriend. Aleel's starting to kind of grow up a little bit. He's like, look, we know what we got to do. We got to do it for Wyatt. And we got to do it for everyone else. And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up tonight. Thanks for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.